and not agree with what I said and what this team is standing on, then stop calling yourself a fan immediately, because I can promise you that we do not care. Merriweather did receive public support from many of his teammates via Twitter and other social media platforms, saying that they felt the exact same way about playing this season in front of their fan base than Kayvon Merriweather did. The Kayvon Merriweather is one of the three Iowa players that we expect to hear from coming up momentarily from Iowa City. Keith Duncan, Ivory Kelly-Martin, the other two. And of course, Kirk Ferentz will be there addressing the allegations of racist behavior made against his longtime strength and conditioning coach, Chris Doyle. In the backdrop of all of this, a football season that seems to be headed towards starting on time. Council approved earlier this week a 6-week program leading up to a September 5th kickoff in the situation of Iowa. Hawkeyes scheduled to open up against Northern Iowa on that date. Iowa State next week. Kirk is now taking the podium in Iowa City as we take you there now.
In accordance, or in regard to Gary Barta, meeting with the media probably as early as next week. So as soon as we get anything finalized there, Gary will address issues, the review board, and on that kind of thing. So early next week, be prepared for that if you can. Don't know exactly what we'll do or the timing, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. With that, our plan today is to have some comments from Coach Ferentz and then take a few questions, and then we'll introduce each of the players to have a few comments and then take some questions from the players. And then following that, we'll wrap up with any follow-up that we might have with Coach Ferentz. So with that, Kirk Ferentz.
Thanks, Steve. And apologize for the delay. Just started saying that. Good afternoon. It's important for all of us to be together as our team wraps up their first week of voluntary workouts. And I'm taking a few minutes and give you an update on the program. And then we'll have three players tell you about this week and their hope for the 2020 season. Before that, I want to provide an update on what's happened this past week off the field. As you know, there were serious and troubling comments by many former players about their experience while they're on our team. And it comes at an important time during our nation's history. With what happened to George Floyd and the worldwide reaction to his death, I think it's given all of us a better and deeper understanding of what racism and bias is. And it's already, I think, begun an initiative for real change. As a team and as a program, we have a responsibility and a tremendous opportunity at this moment to lead the change and set a new, higher standard for collegiate football. Spent every day this past week calling and meeting with former players, staff members, and others, and have heard why our program helped many of them achieve their goals, including some reaching the NFL. The coaching style by some was at times demeaning and created unnecessary frustration and anxiety. One byproduct of that is some of our black athletes feeling that they couldn't be themselves in our culture. And to that end, we must be more inclusive and more aware. I learned that the approach is probably more important than intent. Football is a demanding game. It's hard work. But every coach must approach every encounter with a player as a teaching moment and try to be encouraging and empowering to our players versus just creating accountability. I've learned that you must always keep your eyes focused on improvement, especially when you're winning. And I thought we had a good, healthy team culture. I know we have outstanding guys, really good people on our team, but if you do not constantly or consistently look at every aspect, then you don't have and if you have an environment where players don't feel like they can bring up an issue, that's a problem. I feel like I let those players down by not creating that environment where they did feel comfortable and sharing more about their experiences, bringing that to our attention while they were here. I know our coaches feel the same way, and we're committed to making sure that never happens again. In fact, that change has already begun. We're finalizing the members of our advisory committee, which will be an important opportunity for all of us. The group will be chaired by Mike Daniels, and there will be 10 other former players with a variety of experience, both in coaching, non-coaching, playing, but a wide experience. All will be focused on sharing ideas to gain insight, how to create a better culture moving forward for our players. I've honestly been overwhelmed by the response and the willingness of all these people, plus many others, to help us strengthen our program. And it just shows how much these guys who have worn the Hawkeye jersey truly love the program and are committed to helping make things better. For that, I'm very appreciative. As for our current team, Monday we officially greeted our players for the first time in person. It was great to have them back. We spent Monday in meetings instead of a workout, and the players did most of the talking. It was raw, it was powerful, and productive. Everything was on the table, and got somewhat heated and somewhat emotional at times, and I think that's good. Tuesday we rescheduled a workout, and we decided again the meeting's probably at the best point. And the day started. Actually, it started the night before. Our Hawkeye Championship captains reached out to us as a coaching staff and requested to see us first thing in the morning, so they came to our 8:30 meeting. It's that time where they told us, first of all, they wanted to be here, they wanted to be coached, and they want to start working. We were supposed to start drills that day, as I said. We decided at that point, again, as a coaching staff, the most important thing we could do is meet again, follow up on Monday's meetings, and then try to move forward. And there were more hard conversations. Wednesday, we started workouts for the first time. The players are excited to be back training. I'll bring them up here in a moment. I will not comment on Coach Doyle today out of respect for the process, but I will tell you that we're very, very sad to see Dylan Doyle go, but certainly understand and fully support his decision. He's a tremendous young man. We're ready to start putting some things in place to make things better. An important step has been the 2020 leadership group that was formulated this week, in conjunction with the coaches and the Hawkeye Championship captains. And I'm really pleased about the group of 21. And I think if you notice, it includes some second and third year guys, some younger guys, for a little better cross section of voices. I'll finish with this. I was talking to one of our new players this week. In fact, it was on Wednesday, I guess. So it was certainly a tough time for him to join the program coming in. And I was really encouraged by his response. He said, Coach, I'm excited to be here. And he says, we have a chance to set the bar for college football. So really happy about him. I agree he's right. And that is our goal, has been our goal, will be our goal today, tomorrow, and moving forward. With that, I'll go ahead and throw it out for questions.
Kirk, you said change has already begun. Can you put any concrete things you're doing right now as a result of all this, besides the advisory committee?
Yeah, really in a couple things. So in earnest, had several conversations on last Friday night, with several players, former players, just to find out, learn a little bit more about their, what they were feeling. And so really the impact of what they said, I think, really began that change, if you will. And the bottom line is it's continued all week long. That's really where it became very apparent to me that we've missed an opportunity not having an advisory board of former players, because it became very apparent they were more free to talk and really share things. And so that's one step right there, but I think the most important steps are when our team came back. And that Monday meeting is about as emotional and powerful a meeting as I've ever seen. So that was the beginning. I think, but the key thing is that we have tremendous people in our program. I've felt great, long felt great about our players, feel great about our coaches, and I'm convinced we all want to do the right thing. So it's all about learning more and trying to move forward, and that's where our intent is. And I think we've made great progress this week. Obviously, it's only a start.
And all the members of your coaching staff stand in front of your team incredibly lead it.
I lost a little bit more. I'm sorry.
Can all members of your coaching staff stand in front of your team and have your team lead it? Will your team listen to everybody in your coaching?
Currently?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. That's part of my responsibility.
Many of your coaches were called out on social media, and some of them have not been suspended for certain allegations. How are you treating those? How much discussion is there? And are they going to be permanent members of your staff, or is that ongoing as part of the investigation?
Well, yeah, the outside group will be a supplement, a resource certainly to the process. But, that's part of my daily routine. But certainly Friday night, my awareness was heightened by some things. So, part of my job is to evaluate what we need to be doing on a daily basis. And I just made the decision last Saturday that I didn't feel like Chris could adequately, it wasn't fair to put him in the weight room, fair to players, fair to him. It just wasn't a workable environment, and that's a decision I'll continue to make daily. But, you weigh and measure things, and ultimately, and it kind of goes back to the last question, we need to make sure all of us can walk in the building and our players have confidence in us and feel like they can, function forward.
What do you know now that you didn't know a week ago, and why didn't you know a week ago?
Yeah, first of all, we probably don't have time to discuss everything, but, the obvious question to me, the biggest question to me is, why the blind spot? And I think every person has a blind spot. I'm sure every leader has a blind spot. So, what things didn't I miss? And it kind of ties into some things we've talked about. The former players were very, forthcoming. They were very direct, and just pointed out some things that, perhaps gave me a new awareness. And I think Monday's meeting, Tuesday's meeting, followed up with that light. So, the key here is to try to create an environment where everybody feels free to talk and say their mind, and know it's going to be weighed, valued, and measured. So that's a first step, I think, and part of that process is just learning better what questions to ask and where to go. Take full advantage of the resources available, and that's really what led me to the advisory committee. That concept.
One more question for Coach before we go to the players.
Kirk, did you apologize to your former players? Do you feel like the blame is on you in the situation?
I don't know that I apologize, and I think they know how I feel. I don't want to speak for any of them, I can assure you. But a couple thoughts on that. Anybody that leaves here with a bad experience, or anybody that leaves here without a degree, that's a failure for our program. Those are program goals. That and hoping everybody can be the best football player they can be. Those are the three things that count as we look at it, our goals and our missions. So, yeah, basically, anybody that didn't have a great experience. And we all understand our players, that came loud and clear from them. They want to be coached, and they know football's a tough game. It's demanding, all right? It's a demanding game. It's a game of measurements at times because, if it's 4th and 1, you either make it or you don't. You either stop them or you don't, and we either win or we lose. So those are the realities of it. But it's a lot more complex than that. There's so much gray area, and there's so many things. And a big part of that is knowing who you're speaking for, and knowing that you're responsible for your words and actions at all times, and that's a tough thing for any coach, all right? So, and we've all said things. At least I'll speak for myself. We've done things and said things that maybe, geez, I wish I hadn't done that. And when that happens, you have to recognize it and then address it, and acknowledge it, own it, and then you got to try to work to improve it. And I think that's key in anything you do in life. Certainly it is, and what we do. It's so intimate and it's challenging. But the bottom line, and going back to the part of your question, I'm responsible for anything that happens here. That's my accountability. That's my responsibility. I'm the head coach. So anything that happens is a failure. That's on my desk. That's my issue to deal with. And I can't do anything about what's happened. What I can do is try to do a better job moving forward. And I stand here, very proud of all the many things that have been taken place, many accomplishments by our teams, by individuals. And, but the focus is always on what do we need to do better to make it a better experience for our players.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll start with some opening comments from Kayvon Merriweather.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. Start by saying definitely back and I'm great to be in the building. It's been kind of crazy couple months being away during quarantine, having to jump over fences to get to the field to work out, and having to lift weights in the garage. But definitely seeing my teammates the Monday and Tuesday and these past couple workouts has been amazing, truly amazing. I'm definitely excited to continue going on.
And next we'll hear from Ivory Kelly-Martin.
Thanks for you guys for coming out today. Like Kayvon said, we're happy to be back in the building, happy to be back working with our brothers and grinding on the field. And this break has been kind of crazy, and there's a lot of things that happened in this past week. But we're all happy that we all have a lot of hope in our hearts that this program is going to be able to change for the better, and we'll be able to show you guys that real soon.
And next we'll have Keith Duncan.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Mike, Kayvon, and Ivory said it's great to be back in Iowa City. Bouncing around from Iowa City to North Carolina, it's been different for all of us. Every single player has had a different experience through this quarantine process. We're great to be back in so excited to be back in Iowa City. It's great to see you guys, and thank you for coming out.
So we'll take questions for any of the players and have them step up and answer some questions. So if you have a question, address it to one of the players, and we'll go for it. We'll keep moving.
Kayvon, question. You put out a pretty powerful statement. Can you talk about your thoughts and why you put that out the way you did?
Yes, I just wanted to. Actually, the statement was really for our Iowa fans, the community, the Iowa community, just to let y'all that team together as one. We got together one, and we expect our fans to be there with us every step of the way. We want y'all to support any decision that this team has made. On the post, we haven't decided on kneeling or not. That's not what I said. That we have decided, but if we do decide any movement that we do decide to support, any step that we do decide to make as a team, we want y'all support, backing us every step of the way. Not only on the football field, but also when we're off the field, when we're in class, when we're walking the streets, when we're driving our cars. We want y'all support day in and day out, and that's really what that post meant.
How did you feel about the reaction you got to that?
Honestly, I expected to get a little bit of backlash, but the support from the Iowa fans was truly amazing. I had more positive comments than I had negative, and that really showed that the amount of support that this team has from the Iowa fans, from the Iowa community.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility because a lot of people did, retweet you and discuss it, and they don't really know who you are? Do you feel that you're somewhat leader now?
No, I don't see myself as that. That post was really pretty much just how I felt personally, and then all my teammates definitely stood behind that. But as a voice for the team, I really don't see myself as that.
How important is it for you to be able to be on Twitter now and express yourself that way?
It feels pretty good just having another outlet that I can express myself and be able to share how I feel on another social media site. That definitely feels pretty good.
Kayvon, what were the emotions like at that meeting on Monday?
Like Coach Ferentz said, everything was raw, everything was powerful, and everybody got what they wanted off their chest. And it was definitely a really strong step forward for the program, and definitely a strong step forward for this team.
Do you feel this can make this a stronger football team? Everything that you guys are going through?
Definitely. And seen from Monday all the way up until now, this last workout, we've made steps. I feel like I'm closer to every single person on this team. I feel like every single person on this team feel like they're close to one another. So this is definitely probably one of the strongest things that's probably happened in this program. Thank you.
Further questions for other guys?
Kelly. Keith.
Kelly. Let's go with Keith first.
Keith, you're the most veteran of these guys. Do you see things differently from what happened Monday to this week?
Yeah, 100%. I've been here for 4 years, and I've seen change every single year. That's due to different coaches coming in, different players coming in. But it's on us as players to really make the change. We have power. The players have the power, but we also love to voice our opinions. This isn't a one thing. We voiced our opinions on Monday, and so did the coaches. It was a great opportunity to be just candid and get things off of our chests. It was a really great experience. It was a really good experience. Yeah, I tweeted finally. I'm sorry, I'm super annoying on Twitter already, but I said Iowa football got better today, and I really truly believe that. It was a great opportunity for everyone to speak their minds, and now that we've got that, we got it at the core. It's time to move forward.
You enjoy Twitter, don't you?
Unfortunately, I do. Yeah. No, it's been fun. It's been fun so far. It's fun to interact with other people that we don't see every day. It's great to have our personalities out there. Social media. It's a strange world, but it's a lot of fun. It's some of the things that we voiced our opinions on Monday. I would take complete blame for all this. As players, it's the majority of the people in the building are the players. So I would say we need to speak up more. If we see something, I would never put all the blame on Coach Ferentz. He is not able to see all these things. We see everything. It's as us as leaders, as captains, to speak up on what we see, what can improve, and that happened Monday. So I'm excited to see the change.
Was there a lack of unity for Monday and Tuesday? Did that seep in? You said you saw good changes early, and I feel like Broderick Binns has started doing a bunch of good work in your department. there the unity meeting and the unity coming out of that among the team?
I don't know if unity. I think the unity was always there. I think it was the communication that was probably something that could improve on. And again, now that we were completely out there, completely honest, coaches were honest, players were honest. It was extremely hard to just describe the emotions and the words that happened on Monday as well as Tuesday. But yeah, the unity has always. I think as always, we're a very tight group. Players, coaches, it's a family. It really is. I'm very excited to be on the team. We're all excited to push forward and see what we can do.
It seems like you've spanned about 5 eras here of Iowa football, but do you feel like that there was trust or mistrust in some of the seasons of the past, present, and what do you think of the future? Do all of you trust your coaching staff?
Yes, I would not want any other coaches to be here right now. We came here believing in Coach Ferentz, believing in our opposing coaches. It takes a lot for the coaches to kind of come out and say, like, we messed up, but we're going to push forward, and that means a lot to us. They have pledged, this is what we're going to do. We have short-term goals, long-term goals, and again, that means so much to the players. There's never been a trust issue. It's just partially communication. But I trust 100% every single coach in the building and staff member in the building.
This all began last Friday before you guys got back on campus. What was the reaction? What was it like seeing that from afar? And what was the conversation like before you guys got back to campus?
Yeah, obviously it's different. I know you guys have been on some Zoom calls as well. It's totally different when you don't have any face-to-face action. It's hard to show emotion. It's hard to see everything that goes on. But yeah, having that face-to-face interaction on Monday was, it was great. There's a lot more emotion that we saw, and we were able to change everything.
Pineapple and pepperoni, it's a game changer.
I don't think so. I mean, if you have something cold on a pizza or something juicy on like a warm pizza, it's just not good. But
you're right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Keith. We'll bring up
Ivory, some of your teammates have brought up former teammates kind of walk on in the building. Do you feel that, and does it feel different today?
I'm sure I can speak for a lot of the guys on the team that, yes, it felt like that. There was an atmosphere where you did have to look out and watch it and just you always have to be on your toes at the time. But throughout this week, there have been so many conversations that's been made. There's been so many talking about change, and we're all hopeful that this is actually going to happen. And I mean, these last couple of days in the weight room and outside on the field, we can all tell that there's a clear difference between how it is now and how it was then. And we're all excited about what we have to come. We're all excited to be able to really bond with each other and be able to really build relationships, not only with like our other teammates, but also with our coaches and our fans. And I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to create something big this year.
It can be easy for short-term adrenaline following the how do you keep excitement and keep goals in mind in terms of the long-term goals, what you guys actually want to change? What's going to be the biggest key to maintaining those goals in sight?
That's why I feel like those first few conversations that we had at the beginning of this week really played a huge role in the long-term effect of it. Like a lot of our guys have been saying, it was a really emotional talk. There was a lot of things voiced during these meetings, and I don't feel like there's a single person that left those meetings not being able to voice what they wanted to say. And with everyone voicing their opinions and having problems out there in the open, it actually allows like the staff and the players to be able to address those things. And it's not just going to be like a one-year thing with this group that we have here. We're going to make sure that we're able to get the acceptable. We'll make sure that we're able to. That this place has also changed. I mean, there's not a single person that would tell you that. I mean, Hawkeye football is perfect, and while we're still not perfect now, we're just trying to get one step closer to being able to really get to that point.
What have your interactions been like with Raymond Braithwaite? What's his style like? And you mentioned that everybody's kind of feeling better, at least the last couple of days in the strength room. How has he helped shape that?
He's always been a leader out there in the weight room and on the field when being able to talk to the guys and whatever. So there was always a good relationship between a lot of the guys and Raymond, Coach Braithwaite. And I feel like after he's been able to take the head role, being able to really run things with the players, that's just going to be able to build it that much bigger. Like I said, this past week has been amazing to be able to stare at anything, and everything else been we're really able to be ourselves when we're walking around the weight room. We're able to be ourselves when we're talking. We're able to be ourselves in the locker room, just really being able to bond with players, and it's not just a bond between players that's growing, it's also a bond between the coaches.
What were the recurring themes or messages from meetings on the NCAA?
I feel like the biggest message that it really came clear to everybody that a piece of communication was not there. There were like, as a lot of the guys said, we're one as a team out here on the field. We've all done the work. We've all will bust our butts out here running game simulators together in 100-degree weather. But there wasn't much communication when someone would see something bad happen, or if someone would actually stand up for their teammates. And when you have 120 football players coming up trying to pick one guy, I feel like with the players being able to speak up in those meetings and being able to voice everything that we have in our mind, so coaches be speaking about their own and build that out against we run, and we're going to continue to get through the season.
That's something.
I just felt that I've been on the team for a year, and it's super unique. I think this is the most connected we've ever been as a team right now, and even been on the field together, right? We've only been at the facility for a week, and there's been a change of energy and a change of connectivity. So I think that's a great, positive coming out of this. And yeah, it's the most connected I've ever done. I think that's
Did you feel that for the time you were not allowed, or the culture didn't allow you to speak up when you saw racial injustice or something happening, where now you feel like you can do that?
Yes, I mean, like I said before, there was this feeling where you have to walk on eggshells, where you really couldn't be yourself, or you heard something, you wasn't able to really say it because maybe you would get attacked too at times. Personally, I don't really have any personal experience that I would like to voice out to everyone here. I feel like as a player, that's something that can be done internally, but there's definitely entire change to how it was then and how it is now.
You started to hear your former teammates sharing some of these stories that they had gone public with some of those events. Was it a sense of relief for you that maybe the wall had broken down and now you guys were going to be able to address this?
Honestly, for me, my full of hope at that moment, because without facing change, nothing can be changed. Not everything that you face change, but nothing you face will be changed. And with the players being able to speak up for us, I mean, that just opened up a huge window for, everything to be able to happen. And now our part, players, to voice our opinions internally, so we make a change internally, hopefully continue to grow as all players continue to go on to whatever else they have to do in their lives, and being able to really just be one as a unit here now and then expand.
The whole nation is watching, and that you guys have a chance to show how you can change and how the rest of the country can change.
I've had a lot of conversations, and I've heard a lot, and that's where I've got preachers from, is having conversations with them. And I feel as a lot of things I've heard in conversations is, to really connect things that's in this world right now. This, I feel like not only does football have a change of mindset, I feel like a lot of people in this world have a change of mindset. So to your question, yes, I feel like that there is a huge connection to what's going on here and in the world.
Last year, some guys.
Now more than ever, I know that my place is here. I feel like I have a huge role to play on this team, and as a leadership role and just as a player role. And also my biggest concern is make sure I want to make sure I have my teammates in the back, and I feel like I have really good options here. But afterwards, I'll be able to learn and make. I feel like I have no last options here. I feel like leave as me and really.
We'll go ahead and wrap up here. Final questions. Go ahead. Thank you.
Let me just follow up. So, by saying our class conversation, had since another example that I spoke with him Thursday a week ago, last right, so 8 days ago that night, and after we had a meeting as a team, and I spoke with him. I most heard him talking in his entire career cumulative, right? That he very well thought out, he'd thoughtful, thinking about him all day, and somebody was and an week ago, and that really sparked some good, candid conversation with our players Monday night, Tuesday morning. But it's not quite the same as being, and I think that's the impact of this past Monday. And just one quick run. So the tweeting came up, and it's probably a really good illustration of this whole thing. And, kind of boils down to, first of all, it's no big deal, right? Our players can Instagram. I've been educated. I couldn't do either one, but I've been educated. The same thing. So it was a stupid policy from that standpoint. But it was designed intent to protect our players, right? That's a parental instinct, coaches and you want to protect your players, but I think things just show you that more expression. So, and the pandemic's a great example. The one thing a couple of weeks ago, whenever we got in the building, the thing we could control the best is the environment in the building. So, medical experts how to do things, how to proceed, following through all sorts of things. And my month ago, one of the most dangerous part, they walk out of the building, everything, it's going to happen. What possibilities? It's really reality life every day. So once it's come across to me, looking clear, we trust players. All right, so it's not any. We've got our players and players first year. Something that most here got a little education to do. Just we, we got to trusted just attitude and the Twitter